guys, how's it going? Welcome back and welcome to the review of the HSP Breaker DB Pro, which is the brushless version. There is a brushed version of this if you're not wanting to give your kitty something with an amazing amount of horsepower, because this thing is actually really super fast and pretty torquey too. I don't know what the gearing is set up in this thing yet, but I haven't pulled it apart to find out, but I can tell you it's geared a little on the high side, but it's actually geared okay because it still does have some really good bottom end to it, and the temps do run actually quite nicely even after beating the snot out of it, so that's a good sign. It is fast enough though that on my dirt roads out here I can't get past half throttle and it just loses it. But part of that, of course, is due to the tires, and as we know with ready to run vehicles, most of them anyways, so the larger percentage, usually the tires suck, you know, so hey, tire changes are always there. This is actually a pretty stiff compound, which contributes to lack of traction at high speeds, but you know, suspension setup can also mess with that too, and so on. But I've done my maiden run video already, so if you want to check that out, great. You'll see it's a pretty good machine actually. I paid like 240 bucks Canadian for this, plus I think it was about $13 and change shipping and taxes, so it's a really good deal for a brushless machine. It is a 3300 kilovolt brushless motor in it, ESC, it's the Hobby Wing stuff, and really good. We've had great luck with them. Cooling fan built in, runs 2S or 3S. Now on 3S, of course, you will have to upgrade the fan to a 12-volt fan or just unplug the fan. No big deal. I just unplugged the fan actually on my my HSP monster truck when I run 3S in it. Otherwise, with 2S, I'll run the fan unless I'm going to go through water, you know, a lot of it. Well, then I'll unplug the fan so I don't get the fan all full of water and mud and jam it up and burn it out type of thing. But anyways, full alloy suspension on this thing all the way around, which is really good. Has alloy posts for the battery plate, which is actually something that's kind of cool. I like that. And now this one, its main chassis brace that goes front to back is plastic on this, but I am going to be upgrading this thing with a lot of metal upgrades, including that. This is a truck where I'm not going to be jumping it like, 20, 30 feet in the air like I do to my Traxxas machines. But I'm still going to jump it, reasonable. But I am going to do a lot of upgrades on this truck as well as my others this fall and winter. So I have some winter projects and winter videos for you guys. But anyway, so as far as the main truck goes, it's pretty well built. I've had a few tumbles with it, nothing's broken, so that's good. Because on my HSP monster truck, I'm forever breaking bumpers. This one, you're not going to end up with that problem too easily. The spare tire actually is a full replacement tire. You can actually unscrew it and bolt her right on. It's already got the built-in hex. Way better than the Red Cat Sandstorm, I find. I've looked at the Red Cat Sandstorm a lot, and then compared it to this one. And they are the exact same vehicles, except that HSP did it better. And I kind of appreciate that. And replacement parts from HSP are way cheaper than Red Cat. Nothing against Red Cat themselves. I mean, they do have a few machines that are actually pretty good. And I've had a few Red Cats, the Volcano and their crawler, and their crawler was a great crawler. I've put a ton of mileage on that sucker before I got rid of it. But anyhow, so this is basically your sand rail dune buggy / trophy truck. They call it a trophy truck. Like I said, it comes brushed or brushless. I bought the brushless version. I'm going to be buying more HSP products this year. They're very affordable. You can get a lot for your money. I kind of like that idea. But yes, definitely some upgrades. Tire upgrades are going to be in the works. Control is actually pretty good as long as you're not going too crazy like I did. It's a pretty controllable truck. And like all land vehicles, with the exception of the odd one, keep it off the grass because otherwise you just burn out the motors. So you do get with it, if you buy the brushless version only, a 2-cell 30C discharge 3500 milliamp fully max LiPo battery. Like I said, it will run 3S as well, and I do have a 3S battery. The drive shafts, by the way, are steel dog bones, so that's kind of nice right away, and they're very inexpensive, like I said, and you can get CVDs. My wife actually put CVDs all the way around on her HSP little fireball truck of hers. Hot rod, she calls it. It's a funny thing, you know, HSP has some names on some of their vehicles and some of them they don't. It's kind of like, well, it'd be kind of handier, especially for us YouTubers. Can we have an actual name for this? But anyway, so the radio gear is basically your Fly Sky stuff, right? And you do get manual for that, your ESC and main user manual for the truck. You get, there's a letter actually right from rchobbies.outlet.com where I bought it from. They tell you about, you know, your charging your battery and your warranty and all that other jazz. Type of thing. You get a thing here for the motor. ESC programming guide is also here. You can do a few things with the programming, not a whole lot. It's a basic ESC, but you can change a few things about it. Especially if you want to run NIM batteries, why you would, I don't know, LiPos are way better. You get the brochure here that has an entire whackload of different HSPs. Now that's not all of them, there's a ton of them. This is just like a little sample teaser. And of course these are a lot of your alloy upgrade parts that you can get, which is kind of nice. And you got a few different colors to choose from of stuff, which is kind of cool. Your main book here. Now this has a parts diagram. So it's not that hard to figure out these diagrams, okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It just looks scary, but it really isn't. This has a steel spur, steel pinion, hardened steel. Of course, steel differentials as well. So it's built heavy duty. I still haven't broke any of mine on my HSP truck, and I've beaten the snot out of that sucker. They show you how the roll cage all comes apart, and the insides, and all that other jazz. But, and of course the tires, they show you a little bit about those. Of course your standard parts, and they have Pro parts list, Pro spare parts for the Pro version, upgrade optionals. Now this is just some upgrade optionals, there are a lot more available than just this, but they give you like a little bit of an idea of what they got for you. So more on your spare parts. Now the radio is extremely long range. Fly Sky radio gear, I think for land vehicles is probably one of the best out there. I said one of the best, not the best, but you know, even though the radios are not expensive, I mean you can buy a complete Fly Sky, logoed Fly Sky radio like I have one, with a receiver for like 50 bucks Canadian. Like that's cheap. You know, it's like, wow, you know. And the range, well, I've never run out of range with mine. And I've used it in boats, I've used it in land vehicles. I've yet to ever run out of range on my Fly Sky. And these are the same setups, okay? Now, some people say, what about waterproofness? Well, it is a waterproof machine completely. Even though the receiver is not in a receiver water-contained box like Traxxas does, I have gotten even my HSP monster truck full of slush. Even when I have my Red Cat Volcano, full of slush, full of water, you know, taken it and just myrtleized it with all the elements and exposed it to everything. I've never had a hiccup. So, you know, that says a lot to me, because even my Red Cat crawler, it used Landsuit radio equipment that was not a protected receiver, and I drove that right into the streams at Descheny Falls, and that's on camera. It's on my channel somewhere. But anyways, now it does use 8 batteries in here, 8 AA's. Those you have to buy and put in yourself. You have throttle reversing, steering reversing, your radio, you've got your green and red light. Now when you get a flashing green, I think it is on this one, that means it's time to change your batteries, because that's why your control sucks or you lose control. You have dual rates, throttle, centering, as well as steering trim. So pretty basic functions, nice. and you can flip the lid down, and then this way you never screw up your settings again. Just make sure that every time you lift it to turn the power on, keep your fingers away from the knobs, and you'll be alright. So, now if you're going to use rechargeable batteries, there is a charge port here. There's also a what do they call this, a DSC? I think they call it a DSC port. Anyways, it's for hooking up if you're going to go into a computer and play video games with your controller. Now, the balance charger. This thing does 2S and 3S. These are actually, to me, it's an upgrade charger, really. These were coming with iMax B3, I believe it was, chargers. If you go back to my unboxing video of my HSP monster truck. And my wife got the same one with hers, which was an iMax. And we only got a couple of uses out of them, and for some reason they wouldn't charge the batteries anymore. And we thought, well, maybe the batteries went to crap, you know, because a lot of people actually don't like fully max. And that's fine. You know, we haven't really had a lot of issues, except she finally exploded hers. So yeah, she's out of batteries. She got to steal mine now. But anyways, those chargers didn't do so hot. This one I've used it several times already since I got the truck, and not a hiccup. And it does balance out the battery reasonably well for a basic balance port charger. You know, and that's the nice thing. You just plug one wire in. That's it. So 2S is this one, and the wider one's for a 3-cell, and away you go. Now on 2S you'll have 2 red lights and then 1 green. When the battery's fully charged, they're all green. Okay, and same if you're 3S, they'll all be red until it's charged, and then all 3 will be green when your battery's charged. And it takes about 2 hours to charge this particular battery, so that's actually not bad, you know. And you don't want to charge LiPo batteries fast anyways, but some people do. Whatever, it's up to you. But anyways, overall, I really like this machine. It's really neat. It's something totally different than I've ever had before, and I'm liking it. It's a lot of fun, to be honest. You know, and like I said, it is fast, and you will see more videos on this thing. In fact, once I'm done shooting this video, I'm going to go out and shoot another video tonight, hopefully, if the weather cooperates. And we're going to try it with the suspension and complete stock setup the way it is now. And because when I did my maiden run, I had actually beefed up the shocks, because I figured, you know, they're kind of a little sappy and, you know, kind of a little on the heavy side in the rear, right? But we're going to try it stock setup and see how much, if it does actually help with traction. And we're going to try and gun it and see if we lose total control again. And then, of course, the next video after that will be something else. And, you know, I've got some Traxxas Telluride tires that I actually want to try on this thing, too. They're a little bit bigger diameter. It's going to give it a little bit of lift. Now, before I forget, on each A-arm on this vehicle, you'll find an Allen screw. Now, when you tighten that Allen screw in all the way, because right now it's backed out enough that it just kind of does nothing, but when you put it in all the way, it'll actually allow you to squat your rear end and your front end. Okay, so right now I got a little bit of rear end slop, so I could actually adjust the screws in the front and force the front end down a bit, which would give me a little bit more weight up front, right? Kind of thing. So squat that down, and that should pull the rear end up a little bit. And, you know, geometry, right? And of course, you still have the shocks you can adjust too. They are oil-filled too, by the way. This is a full hobby grade RC. This is not a toy grade. It's hobby grade, and it is definitely cool. I like the drivers they put in here too. It's kind of nice. I should be able to modify this thing to mount my Mobius camera, so I'm kind of hoping for that. We'll shoot a little bit of cool FPV with it. That'll be awesome. Now, as far as star rating, you guys like them? 4.5 out, or well, I wouldn't say 4.5. Well, I don't know. Let me think. I have to take it easy because it is ready to run, and tires we already know suck. It ain't perfect either. I'm going to give this a 4 1/4. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this a 4 1/4 out of 5. Okay, and I think that's more than fair. And it's still like a, you know, even though it's that kind of a rating, that's still a pretty good high rating for it. You know, the only other thing that's kind of a little buggy, and you can't really pick on it too bad, is the way this thing opens up, which is another reason for the 4 1/4. The clips, I'm going to have to do some little modifications like I did with my crawler once. My deadbolt, actually my trail truck, because these clips are a pain in the neck at the back. But it's a little bit of a chore to get this rear end to lift quite right. Get that off there. This is the only thing that is a bit of a bothersome part. Almost like it's child-proof. In this case, Kevy-proof. Okay. Get that out. I did say this was a little bit of a picky part. There we go. I gotta go play with this thing after anyway, so might as well crack it open now. So, this is our center plastic piece. Normally these are metal in HSP vehicles. I don't know why they went plastic. But we do have a metal one that'll be going in there, so yes! Okay. The servo is 6 kilogram in case you're curious. It's a 6 kg servo. Dean's connector plug, it's fine. It doesn't bother me any. I like how this works as far as, you know, the whole body stays on there, which is kind of cool. But like I said, it's a bit of a pain in the neck to get at it, you know, and to get it off there. But I guess once you get used to doing it, you'll like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to do this now, you know. And then just putting it back down, you know, it's not so bad. It goes down nice and easy, and pop your clips in, and away you go, and then unpop it, and see, once there's got to be something that's actually, I'll figure it out. When I do, I'll let you guys know an easier way to manipulate this body, but yeah, at least you know your body's not going to come off. It'll definitely stay on there, that's for sure. Oh, that's what it is. It's the it's the bottom tube. If you pull it out from the side, pull back, pop up, there, much easier. Voila, there we go. Okay, so either way, still 4 1/4 out of 5. I really do recommend it. If you are a Canadian, you can get it from RC Hobbies Outlet, among other vehicles. They have lots of HSP vehicles to choose from, right up from 1/16 scale to 1/8 scale. You know, and I'm going to be getting some other 1/8 scale stuff when I can. They have full parts support, no problems there. They have the upgrade parts as well for them. They even have nitro machines for you nitro guys out there. As well, they do carry boats from, you know, other brands and stuff. They have, you know, drones and stuff like that. Like they're getting to become a much larger hobby shop as time progresses, which is really cool. And like I said, their prices are awesome. You know, just make sure when you're reading the ad that you want brushless or brushed. It will say brushless. You know, usually the pro or the top pro stuff is always brushless, and if it doesn't say that, then it's probably brushed. Also, all their brushed machines always come with NIM packs. Okay, always. Anything brushless always comes with a LiPo. Now, it doesn't mean you can't run a NIM. You can. You just got to reprogram the ESC to run NIM if you don't want to run LiPo. So, no biggie. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you on this one. So thanks so much for watching. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do so and click on that little bell when it shows up and say, yes, I want more videos, because I do all kinds of videos. And hey, I got over 2,000 videos and keep going, so you got lots of entertainment for you on all kinds of subjects too. So catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.